Herne is an expert on all things pagan, and sometimes when I have a query about something I'm not sure about, I send him a message and he puts me straight, or tells me how to pronounce things,
yes,
or what they mean. So I thought it might be interesting if we both talked about this. So I'll tell you about the pictures and you can get the definitive answer about what it means.
Like when you get 5 pagans in the room and you ask one question, you're going to get about 30 different answers, but it's going to be one of those.
So paganism in general is a very ancient faith, isn't it?
Yeah, it goes back to the Egyptian times. If you want to go back further than that, it's you, if you want a better word, worship the earth. You look after the earth looks after you. You follow the wheel of the year, the cycles, the solstices, and really you sow your seeds, and you just follow as the seasons change. That's how you go along.
Good. So, like many ancient cultures, there are a lot of, well, I don't know whether myths is right the word, perhaps a little bit stories.
Laws.
Right,
like
sure.
Laws rather than
yes,
myths.
Yes, absolutely. So I think whether you are a practicing pagan or believe these, or with whatever religion, it's quite interesting.
Yeah,
that ancient cultures have come up with all this and been very much connected with the cycle of the year, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Which was very important, obviously, to people in the past. Yeah. Well, it is still now. I think maybe we've forgotten a bit of how important it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
But their lives were very much centred around crops and things.
Crops and harvesting and storing away for a rainy day at the end of the day. Not like today.
So, what you've all got on your postcard here is the Wheel of the Year. Now, I only found out about this relatively recently, which makes me an uneducated heathen, I know. So now, perhaps you might explain what the Wheel of the Year is, Herne.
Okay, basically the Wheel of the Year is the cycle of the festivals, solstices, Sabbaths, all to deal with paganism and life, really. So we start at Yule, in other words, Christmas. So 21st of December, you've got the winter solstice, the shortest day but the longest night. It's like the Christmas Carol. It starts with the Holly King's dead. So 2 kings of the year, Holly King and the Oak King. The Holly King rules the dark half of the year, and the Oak King rules the light half of the year. And at each solstice, the winter solstice and the summer solstice, they do battle, and inevitably one of them always falls. And it's like Titanic, it always sinks. So, yeah.
So Yule then is the first festival we've got illustrated on this wheel. So this is at the top, and it's illustrated here by an ice dragon.
Ice dragon indeed.
That is breathing out ice. And actually it's a very small illustration on this postcard, but it has a snowflake motif in the scales on its chest, which I felt made it quite a unique creature. So really it's representing the midwinter.
The midwinter, that's right. So that's why the laws where you bring holly into your house to represent the fall of the Holly King, and you hang it around in garlands. It's just welcoming them in. Yule tree, Christmas tree. So I think you're putting baubles on your tree because you're welcoming back the light half of the year, because the Oak King has won the fight. The summer eventually is coming. So you're starting with a 5-pointed star on top of the tree. Earth, south, east, west, spirit. 5-pointed star. So
there's a lot of Christians and perhaps other religions that have taken some of their traditions, haven't they, from original pagan
baubles
practices.
On the trees.
Yes.
It symbolises the sun, the Yule log that everybody knows. So this Yule log would have been about as long as a tent, and as somebody walked past your home, they kick the Yule log a bit into the fire.
Oh, right.
And the last bit of the Yule log you saved till the next year, and that's how you started your fire once more with the Yule log.
Well, I didn't know that. So that's Yule. So then we move on to the next festival.
Yes. So we're going to Imbolc, which is the 2nd of February, which is the earth is now stirring. There's things starting to come alive. It's a fire festival. you could call it Candlemas, as the Christians now do. So it's all about fire, lighting candles, welcoming the warmth back. Saint Bridget in the goddess of the hearth and the flame and the fire. So it's all about, just welcoming the warmth back, and hopefully spring is coming.
Yes, so this one is illustrated. So if you go around your second on the wheel, it's like a kind of light, yellowy, quite agile, quickly moving dragon, which I felt was sort of a bit like a flame. And again, the sort of the yellow and the white is light coming basically into the world.
Okay, following that is Ostara. So we're talking about the 21st of March. You've got all baby lambs, you have the tulips coming, you have all new daffodils. Life has come back. So it's the balance of light and dark are absolutely parallel. You're sowing your new crops for the new year, and yeah.
And I believe the word of star, isn't it? It's quite linked to like estrogen, isn't it? And fertility and the egg and Easter, basically. Yeah. And so my dragon here, so this is the one that's effectively at 3 o'clock, is a iridescent, quite female, pointed nose looking dragon who is guarding an egg, which again, this represents the East tradition, really.
Lovely.
So then we've moved around. Now I like this one. This is your one, isn't it?
My one. Beltane. The Oak King is born. Woohoo! This is Anne's, by the way, available in all great shops. So Beltane, 1st of May, Bale Fire or Bell Fire. So originally you would have had these great big bales of fire that used to drive the cattle through to bless the cattle for the new year. So they're all preserved, and everything's good in the world. Time of the green man. Everything's coming out, everything's lush and green, all the fields, the trees. The couples, have you heard the word go a maying? They go a maying in the fields. To bless the fields. As the fields are tilled afterwards, the couples would go a maying. Maypoles, with all the dancing and all of that. Jumping the fire, the bale fire. So the new couples would jump and hopefully survive the fire.
Bit dodgy.
Yes.
But yes, so Beltane Fire Festival, and here, the next one you see now, this is a flaming dragon that's kind of reeling backwards as if flying through the sky in a swirling pattern, and has got basically fire coming from its tail, its head, its wings. So that's the Beltane dragon. Excellent.
Okay, Litha, 21st of June, the summer solstice, the longest day but the shortest night. The night, sadly, the Oak King dies, and the Holly King takes his reign as the nights get shorter. One of the great pagans who was formerly out, as you would say, King Louis XIV in France, 1648, he would have a massive Litha festival in the middle of Paris, and he was the last person ever to have the summer solstice, midnight summer's dream.
Wow, well that's interesting. So my Litha dragon is a long, again, serpent-like golden dragon that is curled around a fireball, which again is representing really the dragon guarding and clutching the sun.
Excellent. Okay, Lammas. So we're talking about, it's just going with the first harvest, or lunason you might say. So you're starting to cull all your corn, your grain. In the film of The Wicker Man, the John Barleycorn must die. So they take down John Barleycorn and turn him into wheat and grain. The Wicker Man is not as dark as you think. So all your hopes, your dreams, your prayers you put into the Wicker Man, as hopefully today there's a great big, very big fire festival that's going to be lit.
The Phoenix, yes.
The Phoenix.
Looks brilliant.
You can go up there if you want to write a prayer. You can put somebody's name in that you want to go. You're quite welcome to walk up to the dragon. There's a basket or phoenix round its neck. drop it in. You're more than welcome to send off all your hopes and your dreams into the cosmic web.
That's a really nice idea, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
lovely. And that would be really magical this evening, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to watching
absolutely.
that. So the dragon I've illustrated for that is quite an aggressive looking red dragon, because I understand it's really a time of high energy when all the crops are coming on, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And so that's the choice for that one.
Okay, Mabon, which is little known about Mabon. It's if you want to go back to Greek lore, which most of us sort of do, 21st of September, the full equinox. So you have to go to Dimitri and Persephone and the dark Hades. So it's the dark half of the year, six months of dark energy. So when Persephone went to Hades and to the underworld, she was told not to eat anything. And this is where the pomegranate seeds come in, where pomegranates are supposed to be bad for you. She got told while she was there she could visit, but if she ate anything, she could not come back. So she thought on the last day she was there, she had just 6 pomegranate seeds, 6 dark months. So, and the deal was she could return after those 6 months. So you get 6 months of daylight, 6 months on the dark side. And that's where the pomegranate comes from.
Wow. Well, I didn't know that at all. And my dragon has absolutely nothing to do with pomegranate.
I expected this.
However, the reason for this dragon, it's quite a snake-like, kind of serpent-like dragon, and it's in the colours of corn, which is connected with the harvest. So it's sort of flicking its tongue out and tasting the air, and the yellow on its chest and the green on its scales are reminiscent of the corn.
Second harvest,
There we go.
Okay, so we come to my favourite as well, Samhain, or if you're an American, Samhain.
I know. I'm sorry, I always say it like that. I know. Herne cringes when he sees my videos and Anne's murdering these words. Yeah. I do occasionally call it Samhain.
You do.
I'm getting better.
Much better. It's after all my texts is, no, don't do it. But, so we're talking about the third harvest, your last harvest, last time to get your crops in before the winter comes in. So, get your cattle in, get your meat in, get all your corn, your grain, anything you've left out, it has to be done by Samhain. So, and also it's the Festival of the Dead. So you're welcoming all your past, your loved ones in. Nothing about ghoulies and ghosties, really, sort of thing. Nothing to do with the devil. Devil has nothing to do with paganism. It's Christianity, if you will. So I think there's no devil. If you've done something wrong, own up. It's your own fault. That's what it is at the end of the day. So you can call it the dumb supper. So you'll set a meal for your past, your loved ones. So and when it's out, it's an offering. You can put it outside, and maybe a forest animal or something will take it away, and they won't starve for the night. They'll be fed as well. Lots of candles. You're putting lanterns out, welcoming, showing your family back to where you are. That's the meaning of the jack-o'-lantern. You're just welcoming people back, and all the masks is just a bit of fun and tradition.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
My favourite day of the year, Halloween.
Yeah, absolutely. And it actually means in Irish, it just means November.
Okay.
That's all it means.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Well, anyway, the dragon that illustrates this one is a purple. It's a dark, jewel-coloured, quite powerful-looking dragon, which is sort of symbolic of the darkness to come in the time of year. And actually, you can't see that well because it's quite a small illustration, but it's just lit from one side in orange, which is like the firelight and sort of the colour of the light and the pumpkin shining on it.
Yes.
So then we have in the centre of it, these are runes that have been sometimes associated with the different festivals, aren't they? And that is basically
the Wheel of the Year.
The Wheel of the Year. So, these illustrations all appear in this book, which Herne's kindly brought along, which is written by a very nice lady called Virginia Chandler, who I have corresponded with quite a lot on the internet, and these are really based on her ideas about dragons. I hope you found that interesting. I found that very interesting, Herne. Thank you.
That's okay, no worries at all.
Knowledge.
Yeah, that's okay.
And there we are. I think we probably stop there before we all pass out in the heat.
No worries at all.
Well done.
Thank you so much.